What's up, guys? Tyson Osaka here. I'm here with Chubbs, my sidekick, and basically today we're going to talk about squats and why box squat versus a regular squat. That's what I'm focusing on right now to build up my glutes and my hamstrings. The reason you want to do a box squat, and particularly a low box squat, is you want to get down into the hole, which is the bottom position, right under parallel where your hip crease is below your knee, and you're gonna to get out of that position, you have to use your glutes to fire you back up through from that bottom position. And when I was younger, I didn't really understand that. For some odd reason, I believed it was all in your quads. So I started working a lot of front squats, which started causing my knees to knock or like cave in. And what that does over a period of time is it causes you to get tendonitis. So that's something I didn't really understand, and that caused my pretty much my knee injury. And so now if I can share with you guys how to really work your posterior, your backside a lot better, then you won't run into those issues. And basically, most people really want to work their posterior, especially females for sure, the glutes, the hams, and the lower back. But even for guys, we tend to have weaker posteriors just because in normal day-to-day life, we don't need to use our back and our glutes and our hams as much. We stand there for long periods of times and nothing really, is going on over there. And so definitely that's the reason for this video. And I'm going to talk about different like angles. I have three different angles I filmed from just to show you the technique and how it looks from something as simple as bar path and why is bar path important. Also the amount of weight that you probably should be working with. The reps is going to be directly reflected from the weight that you choose. And basically, there is a ideal hypertrophy type of range, and there's different people that might want a little more strength, or different people that want more muscle growth. But both kind of are directly correlated in it, and I will talk about that. All right, guys. All right, guys. So this is the first angle. What I want you to look at this angle is basically the amount of weight I'm putting onto the box, which is in my head about 40%. I can't actually tell you how much weight is going onto the box, but basically, I want to still stay tight so my lower back doesn't ever relax, and so I'm not going to completely relax on the bottom and put all my weight there. Also, I want you to look at my heels. My heels are always in contact with the ground. They never leave the ground. I never shift my weight to my front of my foot and go on my toes like a lot of amateurs will do it. And also, I'm shoving my hips forward and really squeezing the glutes to lock it out. And also, you can also notice one more thing is basically my butt doesn't just shoot up in my squat. It comes up, but so does my chest stay in the same position, and everything kind of moves together. And also break at the hip before the knees. Those are the things I want you to look at. We go second angle is going to be kind of from the front, and what I want you to look here and notice is basically how I go into the bar, how I pop it off, and I don't use a lot of effort. I do 3 steps, which is like a powerlifting technique to go back into my stance. Set my feet, keep my head in a neutral position, which means not flying up and down and this, that, and the other, but I try to keep my chest and my head in a neutral, natural position, and also I keep my knees out when I'm driving up from the bottom. That's going to really make sure that you don't use your quads too much and torque too much on the bottom, which puts that pressure on the tendons and causes that tendonitis. So those are the things I want you to see from the front. Also my breathing, I breathe a little bit before I come down, and I exhale as I go up. Here's the last position. It's from the side, and this one to me is where you learn the most. If your bar path is not going directly up and down, you're doing something wrong. You're not squatting the right way for your body, whether it be a low bar, a high bar, or any sort of bar, or a hybrid of those two. You need to find out how to squat for your body type, where your body, it looks nice, and it's natural and it works well, where your body, everything feels right. As you can tell, my bar goes directly up and down, even on the box. And that's something that I want you guys to look at and even film for yourself. Make sure that your bar is moving up and down and being the most efficient as possible. Especially on your squat and deadlift, this is probably the most important thing to know if you're squatting the right way for your body. Alright guys, so that's my box squat video. I hope you get something out of this. Basically, a few other questions I get asked here and there is about your hand placement And I do think that your hand should be as close as possible to keep your upper back tight. That's one thing you got to do when you squat and deadlift, especially as you start going heavier, is you want to engage your lats because you don't want your back to be all floppy and weak. You want it to be nice and a neutral spine. You don't want your butt sticking out like your import model or something, or stripper, or you don't want your back to be carved over and you're just like folding, and then you're gonna have back issues either way from either one of those, whether it's gonna be all the way on the bottom or it's all the way more in the middle. So those are the two things I like to tell people: keep your upper back tight, get into a neutral back position, and everything else, really try to load up those hams and glutes by breaking at the hips and leaning back a little bit first. Also for weight selection, one thing I'd recommend is start light. Start at 55%. I know nobody wants to hear that, but start at 55% of your one rep max and work up like a 5x5. Do it like twice a week. Get great technique. Inch it up. Go slow. Take time to build on more muscle and even start to get to a more 8 to 12 rep range for squats to really get your technique down perfect, but also give your body time to build up more muscle and take advantage of that. So when you do start squatting heavier weights, you have the muscle and your tendons don't need to like hold on to the weight, and instead they can pass the weight off to your muscles, and then you won't have all those tendon issues like I do. So that's just some things I want to recommend and share with you guys. If you guys have any questions, like, comment, subscribe, post it down below, and have a great day.